This one story is kind of hard to believe. They're going after an Amish farmer. Who are they exactly?
If we don't have the freedom to decide what we're going to put into our own mouths to nourish ourselves and our children, what freedom do we have left that means anything?
And I was just like, well, why are they attacking the food? Why are they attacking your food?
How much confidence do you have in the U.S. government, and what is their track record? For responsibility, for precision, for competence. And then ask yourself, is this the body that you want making the decision of what you eat and what your children eat?
The Lord didn't make our bodies to process all these additives. This is the food that the Lord gave us here.
This is a choice that we need to make. We're personally responsible for our health, and that's how we need to spend our money, and that's how we need to act. And we need to take a stand for that. We need to defend Amos Miller.
For the past 6 years, Amos Miller of Miller's Organic Farm here in Birmingham, Pennsylvania, has been harassed by federal regulators who insist the food his customers are buying from him isn't safe.
My name is Amos. I am a farmer in Pennsylvania. We do chickens and eggs, pork, beef, and we get into milking cows, 35 Jersey cows out on grass. We like to turn that into cheese. We feel it's a niche product if the cows are out on grass, and it makes a darker colored cheese, and we have a big demand for that.
Like many others in this Lancaster County Amish community, Amos's farming roots run deep.
I started the farm here. My father's farm, where I was raised, is just down the street. And my dad bought this farm when I was around 9 years old, thinking that someday I should be a farmer, and here I am today.
In his private membership club, Miller provides his members with organic and sustainably raised meats and other foods that they feel comfortable feeding to their family and children. These are people who go out of their way to avoid the food that is produced on a mass scale, sprayed with pesticides and chemicals. Miller provides them what the big corporations cannot.
I trust Amos Miller to provide me for my food because of the quality of the meats, the quality of the food.
Take a look at the color of their butter in the spring, how yellow it is. Take a look at their egg yolks, how orange they are. Eat some of their meat and see how you feel, and you'll know the truth.
And I always felt like it was very nutrition dense because I could feel the change that I have made just in the past 7 years.
Miller says he wants to produce a quality product for his members with the resources that God has given him.
I can personally vouch for their character. This is a man who has a lot of care about what he's doing and a lot of care about his customers.
What's happening is you have the armed federal agents are demanding he stop food production because of the meat, and you have him saying, well, you know what, I want to keep farming. So you have this back and forth between the giant empire of the U.S. federal government and this tiny little farm in Birmingham, Pennsylvania.
Miller's case has been making its way through the court system since 2016, when the USDA, represented by the U.S. Department of Justice, filed a civil action requiring Miller and Miller's Organic Farm to comply with federal meat and poultry food safety statutes.
I've been eating their food for at least 10 years. There's hardly anything they sell that I haven't eaten at one time or another. Not only have I never gotten sick from anything that I've ever eaten from the Millers, but I feel the best I've ever felt in my life.
If I have an Amish neighbor and he was producing meat or he had eggs from chickens and I chose to buy from him, I have the right to buy from him.
The government isn't looking out for us to protect us. The government's looking out to protect its own interests. This is about power and this is about money.
My biggest concern about the government coming in here is that when you give them the little finger, they want the whole hand. We like the idea of making the connections with the consumers, and they tell us how they want that, and they pay a premium. If we abide by all the rules and regulations the government is trying to push upon us, we cannot meet the demand for our customers through that.
They've tried to work with the approved slaughtering facilities, but the schedule they're overbooked and they couldn't get the meat to their customers in time. And in addition, they require additives such as citric acid to the meat, which their customers don't want. I don't want that in my meat. Why is there citric acid in my meat? I just want meat, clean, healthy meat. And that's what Amos Miller sells.
So we try to listen to our customers and give them what they need.
During a recent visit from the USDA, they placed thousands of pounds of meat under arrest in his walk-in freezers and prohibited him from selling or processing any more beef or poultry. This adds to the huge burden for Amos's business and is making it difficult to keep his farm afloat.
You know, I think about my baby daughter. What kind of world is she going to grow up in? Is she going to be able to drive out here into the country in Lancaster County to get milk and eggs and meat? Or is it all going to come from a giant supermarket wrapped in styrofoam? That's not the world I want. If we allow the government to take away these safe, healthy, local foods from us that people like Amos Miller are producing, where do you think it's going to end?
It's our right, you know, it's more of an attack on everything, us as a people in our country, you know, because it's just going to start here and then it's going to keep on going. So this is just the wheel hub of it, and they're going to just keep going if they can get away with it.
Miller now has the looming threat of a possible jail sentence and more than $300,000 in fines in relation to his years-long court battle with the federal government over food safety laws and inspections of his operations. Miller said federal officials were last on the farm about 2 months ago, while the government is holding hostage his case that's currently in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania.
I'm not against government. We need government. But when they try to hide the truth, that's when I take my stand.
With Miller currently prohibited from selling his beef and poultry, he has begun selling meat from his water buffalo, which is not regulated under the same USDA standards. He is also selling milk from his camels. His customers continue to defend him and support him.
We need to support the Millers. We need to buy from them and eat their food. We need to fight for them legally and for their reputation, and we need to pray for them.
The battle for the future of food freedom is being played out here at Miller's Organic Farm in Lancaster County. Will the local sheriff stand up for Amos? Will elected officials speak out on his behalf? Will the community rally to his support? Or will the long arm of the federal government regulate away a sustainable food option for the thousands of customers who prefer Amos Miller's food to USDA-approved meat, often from huge industrialized meat facilities? If history has taught us anything, it is that a humanistic government will not loosen its grip unless the people take a stand. Amos Miller, by obeying God and loving his neighbor, is taking a stand. But he cannot stand alone.